Hello everybody and welcome along to European Racing Series Tier 2 around Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for the Belgium Grand Prix. We are really excited to have you on board here tonight. This track has changed a lot for its time, especially in 1979 where it used to be 14.5 kilometres, almost 14.5 kilometres to a 6.95 kilometre circuit. It still remains the longest track on the F1 calendar and is producing great races since 1950. Definitely Spa 1998 was the one that definitely came into mind when I was thinking about this track, where there was a lot of carnage at the opening lap, causing 14 cars to be involved, including David Coulthard, Michael Schumacher. There was quite a lot of cars I don't want to go into here today. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to unmute the game audio and get you straight into the race action. So it is around about 6 to 7 kilometres long, 19 turns, 10 to the left and 9 to the right, going through the famous parts of the circuit, such as El Rouge, Radion, Blanchemont, and the bus stop chicane. And we've got to keep an eye on those corners throughout everyone's lap here today. We have two DRS zones, one at the start of the straight and one towards El Rouge and Radion. And as always, we have a 50% race, 22 laps, and the C3s, the C2s and the C1s used for the Pirelli tyres today. Now, as you can see at the moment, it's quite overcast, and it's really overcast actually. So, and there's a lot of people out on their laps already. So my strong suggestion is that the conditions are going to change very rapidly in qualifying. So if I was the drivers now, if they're in the pits, then they need to get a move on, but they may be telling something that I don't know. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So let's just find someone who is on board a lap that I can go on board with. Let's go on board with Racebug actually as well. So if I get the spectator menu up and get on board with this lap. So I'll go through the standings in a second. We've got the lap in a second. So we're going through La Source, crucial corner on your lap towards Spa-Francorchamps. The DRS zone precedes turn 1. It's an overtaking spot. You only go for a move if you're well alongside. Turn 2, flat out kink. You don't need to worry about, but turn 3 are anything but. You're gonna not try and lift at El Rouge. You can get away with just lifting a little bit. You'll be approaching at 200 miles per hour here. You're going to be going past the long Kemmel straight here, going towards Les Combes. And you're going to brake just around about the 75 metre board, heading into Bruxelles. You've got to be careful around Bruxelles, because this is really, really hard. You'll be going towards third gear here. Keep the car to the right and then aim for the left as you head to the corner of No Name. Well, there's loads of corners for heading No Name, but I'm not entirely sure what they're called. There was a few people that told me what the corners are, but I don't know what they are. So you're going to around 8 gear around here, just past Pouham, and then now heading into the first part of excuse me. The first part of Stabilo, then heading into Paul Frere, and now the most crucial part of the lap, Blanchemont. This is where you can go full power. This is very, very important. It isn't really one you notice really, but you've got to be aware of the bus stop chicane coming up here as well. Right about 210 miles per hour is where you'll be approaching these speeds. Bus stop heading towards the right apex a little bit, then to the left. And heading towards the final corner, taking the shortest run to the line as possible. And what lap time does he set at? 1:42.279. That puts him at provisional pole position so far in this Belgian Grand Prix. Now we've got the amazing Sebi, who is on a lap as well. If I just go on the off-board view, there we go. Now, a few drivers I've got to point out for today's race that I think need a bit more luck. Sebi's only raced in 2 races. He's got points in every single one of them, and he wants to keep up that consistency. But with a 1:42, it's not bad. The top 8 at the moment separated by 7 tenths per second. And Ixana and Sleeps have just gone fastest with a 1:42.118. I think it's 1:18, I can see. Yes, it is. And Sleet is in second with a 1:42.144. There's a few more people on our lap, including Bitto in 19th position. His tyres are quite hot though, so he needs to manage them well, but he's managing his ERS right as well. Now, this is a good operating window for the soft compounder tyres. You can manage them well in overcast conditions. That's why a majority of people are on the softs. If you're on the medium compounder tyres, you're just going to lose so much grip, so you're probably going to wait to go on the mediums until a little bit later on in qualifying, maybe, just to get a little bit of a feel, but it may be too late, as Max Vaughan, I think, probably read my mind, and he's going on to the soft compounder tyres. So here comes Bitto now, your current championship leader, standing on, well, having 234 points in the standings. And he goes pole with a 141.844. Now, that's pretty good. Now, when I've raced here quite a few times, I actually did a 100% race around here. Your ERS gets used really quickly, so don't use too much on the opening lap. So that is what I'll be looking at. The right-hand side of telemetry is what I'll be looking at to see how much ERS people will be using. Because if they use too much, then that's it. I think everybody is going on their in-lap, apart from Max Vaughan in P16, who is on his out-lap right now. Is going really slowly, wants to try and warm up his tyres a little bit, but at least he has enough tyres to go for a few more runs. There won't be many people going for that many runs, because with the balance set up, you only got 3 soft runs and 1 medium run, so... And even with the softer run, I think you get exactly the same, but you get more soft tyres in the race. So, it depends on what strategy you want to play. If you know you're going to do well in the race, maybe go for the softer option. But if you want to play it safe, go for the balanced option. You got enough mediums, you got enough hards, and that'll be absolutely fine. Because I think the only time you'll be using the hard compounder tyres is for an absolute emergency and you get damage. So, hopefully these guys won't be having damage here today. So let's go through the championship standings so far, as we'll see more people go on board on our lap, including Rafa as well. So, Alex Bitto is your championship leader, as I said, with 234 points. He scored another win in a row in Hungary last time about, which was a really good win. Second place is Cryptic with 200 points. Third place is Dragon with 114 points. I believe he's not here tonight. Yeah, he is here tonight. He's in 18th place in qualifying at the moment because he has not set a lap time yet. Fourth place is Maranello Baby with 98 points. Fifth place is TX with 88 points. Sixth place is Kalissa with 61 points. Seventh place is Ryzen with 46 points. Eighth place is Terrible Bob with 44 points. Ninth place is Furball. Furball is not here tonight, unfortunately. He has got some technical issues. Unfortunately, his internet is not the best, so we decided to sit out for tonight. So we got a few more reserves. So replacing him as reserve is Birking, who got called in at the last minute, just like a certain Nico Hulkenberg, as Ben has just binned it just past the com there. That is interesting there. That is not what you want to do. But let's go on board with Birkin now as we go through the rest of the standings. And 10th place, we got Race Bug, who is now a full-time driver here at ERS, which is great news. 11th place is Valley with 23 points. 12th place is Nixana with 22 points. 13th place is Meto with 18 points. 14th place is Set with 17 points, I think. Yeah, it is, yeah. 15th place is Burke with 14. 16th place is Sebi with 11. 17th place is Azia with 7 points. 18th place is Sleet with 2 points. And I forgot who was 19th and 20th because I cut that out of my screenshot for some weird reason. So I do apologise. And according to the tyre data, if these guys do decide to go on the hard if they have damage, it can go for pretty much almost the entire race. It lasts about 19 laps, so you would pit around about lap 4 if you want to make the hard to the end. I think the guys are going to hope there's a safety car for that to happen. So let's see how Birkin does as well. We've also got as well Dragon on his flyer and TX2 in the McLaren. Now, some of these guys will definitely need a wake-up call after last week. We had quite a few retirements. Valu was one of those drivers who retired in Hungary. And to be honest, he wasn't that impressed with his result. And he's looking to score better in the AlphaTauri. Again, the AlphaTauri looking very, very good in the game, as I thought he had an invalidated lap there. I was getting just a little bit worried about his lap time, but he's still keeping going nonetheless. And it wasn't an invalidation. He's on the softs as well. So the threat of rain is not transpiring, so it might happen at the end. I'm starting to see a bit more sun come in the sky, but I see some dark clouds as well. So it is impossible to tell, and I am not a weather forecaster, so don't ask me about the weather, please. But it's definitely lighter than it was before. So that means hotter track temperatures, and they'll get a little bit more grip in the tyres for some people, and for some people they're going to find it just a little bit more tricky for the drivers. Now, I won't be checking followers throughout the stream. I'll be checking towards the end, so obviously I will be focusing on commentary. Value comes across the line now. What is he going to be for the AlphaTauri driver? That puts him in 7th position. And what about Mark Grundle? Now, he is also filling in this week in the Red Bull again for a second race week in a row. So he is going across the line now, and he comes in 18th place. So I think this is going to go down to the smallest of margins here today. I know it's the longest track on the calendar, but I've seen in the chat, in the Tier 2 chat on Discord, a lot of people were putting in a lot of effort around this track. It's kind of like a fan favourite, driver favourite in a way. I love driving this track on the game. You just get so much of a feel for it. And if you nail it well, then you will be rewarded. And watch out for El Rouge. That's what I'm going to watch out for in the opening few. I think for the opening few laps, actually, I'll be watching El Rouge very, very closely. Meanwhile, Mark Grundle's teammate, Cryptic, he's just gone fastest with a 1:41.797. So let's look at the gaps now, actually. I will get out of fastest lap mode. There we go. So the top three separated by 1/10, and Burke doing very well in 3rd position. Again, he needs to have a little bit of a wake-up call, but he's been getting better race after race, and, you know, he just wants to improve and help his teammate a little bit more. Now, this track is well known for the tow, so if I was some teams, because every single team has a representative tonight, use your teammate well for the tow going up the Kemmel Straight and Flea Blanchemont, because if you don't do that, you're probably going to lose about 3 tenths or so. But some people may not do that, and I wonder how many people actually go on Discord together, work together as a team, and just think strategies together. Usually, if I have a teammate in a league race, I like to go in a party with them because I just want to communicate well. I don't want to pit at the same time. I don't want to do double sacking because unfortunately double sacking does not work well on this game, as I found out in Vietnam a few weeks ago. So let us know for what you think the qualifying results will be, and also get your predictions for the race. And to be honest, I'm not going to get predictions for the race because I tend to bottle it. And well, the drivers tend to bottle it, and I jinxed a few people last week, and quite a few people actually got annoyed, and Cryptic goes in to the pit as well. And Calissa's out on the lap, he's going to pit. Now, who is on an out lap? I think we got Racebug. Yeah, Racebug is on an out lap, 4 tenths behind Power. And as you notice, guys, there's more shadows, and the sun is coming out, really. So a lot of people were waiting for the right moment, and some people only get one shot. Now, Ryzen, the only man not to say a lap time. I think he either had a qualifying ban or he binned it somewhere, which I'm not entirely sure. And there are some predictions that are not representative, but get some real predictions, please. Birking, the only driver not to say a representative lap time yet, but I know he will soon, just to get a little bit of a feel for the track. There's a few more drivers coming out for their final laps. We've got Sleets being one of those drivers in the Ferrari. Like I said, the Ferrari not doing as well in real life, but 8th place, not too bad. Sleets is going to hope that the reserve driver of Birkin scores some good points. So there we go. So I wonder if Sleeps is going to use his teammate for a tow, but I don't know because he's probably in the pits. Burke is out at the moment as well on his out lap, as well as Rafa and Mark too. And as I said, that almost everyone is going out, and I wonder if Bitto, your current championship leader, will be the last person to come out on the track and get pole position. Now, He's the one usually that likes to do the alternate strategy, but I don't know. The pit loss could be a bit interesting around here, but I've seen people do the alternate strategy around this track and make it work, but we don't know what the weather is around here. I didn't ask the drivers about the weather today. Usually Bitto comes in the chat and says what the weather is and gives it away, kinda. So, but he hasn't done that this week, so I'm kinda in the dark, just like you guys are this week. So everyone is going out. Bitto is still in the pits. No, but he comes out. I think Cryptic and Set is going to be the last one. No, it's actually Cryptic that's going to be the last one out. So Cryptic is going to have the one with the most advantage. And the Alpha behind as well, which is Calusa. Now, Racebug has retired from the session. He binned it, I think, just after the second Stabilo, or Paul Frere, as I like to call it. I just want to see if anyone is going on that. We got a Racing Point that's also binned it too. That is Dragon. Max Vaughan has also retired. So very, very intriguing there. No, actually, no, that wasn't the Paul Frere. It was just after the source, so they might have retired from the pit lane. I don't know. Maybe they were pretty happy with their representative lap times. It is the calm before the storm here today in Spa. And I can't call it who is going to go on par. And Max has just put in the chat that he went out on a used set, so that's why he retired. So, but yeah, so I made that mistake once. It was a league race around Silverstone. I went on a used set, but luckily it was a wet race anyway. So I was like, you know what, screw it. And I gained quite a bit more time from it for some weird reason. So you can get away with it if it's a wet start to the race, but if it's not, then you're screwed. And I think with Max saying that he shouldn't have gone out on a used set, I'm suggesting that it's going to be on a dry race. It's going to be a dry race. So, final laps then. Berg has invalidated his final lap, so he won't be able to set a competitive lap time. TX is starting his flying lap. Everybody is putting in the best ever possible to make sure they get up as high up on the grid as they possibly can. And there's no margin for error. 7/10 separate the top 17. That is absolutely crazy in Tier 2 standards, as Dragon, unfortunately, has retired from the session. And I think he's had enough as well, as Ben has gone fastest with a 141.7, and Sleets goes in second. And Ben's allowed to go on another lap, but he's run out of fuel, so I don't think he's going to go out again. And he's got the ERS mode to 0, so I think it's just Cryptic. Bitto has just gone past No Name and into Poo on. Oh, that was close. He almost invalidated there. Now I'm going to watch the people coming across the line. The next person to come across the line is, it was the McLaren who finishes in 6th position. Rafa can't improve. He remains in 12th position. This is a Williams, and that is, I'm trying to find the Williams actually, that is Sebi. He comes across the line now. Can he find anything? Oh no, he spins in the final corner. That's going to hurt people's laps a lot. We've got Hard on a lap as well, hopefully, and Sebi's not meant to do it like that. And Set has been disqualified, which is very weird. It'll be interesting to find out how he got disqualified. But here comes Harvard. And we got more people coming across the line. Bitto goes pole. TX in second. Bitto with a stonking lap as well as TX. Very, very impressive. Can Harvard do any better? Let's see. 9th position. And Cryptic, the championship rival, can only manage 5th. No, Ben has invalidated his last run, so that's it for qualifying. And your pole man is Bitto. And the gap is not even close. Bitto is just showing why at the moment he is the king of Belgium. And is he going to convert that into a race victory? Again, let us know your predictions in a chat. I always like Belgium. It's a great race to commentate, and I wonder how many people are going to falter and how many people are going to time the strategy right. Watch out for people outside the top 10. If they're between P6 and P10, then they're screwed. If they're anywhere else, then they've probably got the best strategy around. So we're just waiting for a few people to go into the pit, and then we can get going again. A few people predicting that Bitto was going to win win the race. Well, he's won the last 2 races. Is he going to get another win? He's won a lot. And the majority of races where he didn't win, he either was on the podium or just had bad luck with the game. Let's hope he doesn't have any bad luck in the game today. As Ben's going very slowly. I think Ben's run out of fuel. I think that's why we were waiting for... Yep, he's run out of fuel as well. That's why. So he's on low fuel mode. There we go. There we go. So we're going to run through... We're going to run through your qualifying results. So here we go then. On a nice sunny day here at the Ardennes Forest, Bitto on pole, TX 606 in second, Verstappen in third, Sleet in fourth, Cryptic fifth, Burke sixth, Mert in seventh, Dragon in eighth, Harvard in ninth. Nick Zana rounds up your top 10 with Calissa 11th, Valu 12th, Rafa 13th, Racebird 14th, Max Vaughan in 15th, Sebi 16th, Mark 17th, Birkin in 18th, who have improved ever so slightly, with Ryden not setting a lap time and Set being disqualified. And we got someone in the chat who's a reserve but hasn't raced yet, but I'd like to wish you the best of luck whenever you do race, so good luck about that. So those are your results, and I'm just going to switch scenes again. And I know you'll be able to hear the game sound just a little bit, but who cares? And you won't be able to see it, but looking at our commentary box window, it is nice and sunny. There is a little bit of cloud in the sky, but not as much. So, at the moment, no threat of rain unless there's any change, of course. So the drivers have got to be on their A game. And it is definitely a one-stop race around here. And the softs can last absolutely ages. You can take them for a very, very long time. So soft to mediums, mediums to softs. That's what I would do if I was racing here today. But if there's an early safety car around about lap 4 onwards, you can go on the hards till the end, no problem. But if you go a little bit earlier than that, or if you get damage earlier than that, then you probably will have to pit again. So, who is ready for the Belgian Grand Prix as we are about to go on the formation lap? And we've seen the predicted stop strategy come up on your screen. Laps 8 to 10 is what we're seeing, soft to mediums. And a little bit earlier if you want to go on to the hard compounded tyres. So looking at the tyre distribution at the moment. Actually, I do not want to get the lap data at the moment. I just want to get, there we go, the tyres. So, we've got a mixed bag outside the top 10, which is a bit of a shock, really. So we got Calissa on the mediums, Valu on the mediums, Rafa on the softs, Raceberg on the softs, Max Vaughan on the mediums, Sebi on the mediums, Mark Grundle on the softs, Birkin on the mediums, Ryzen on the mediums, and Set on the soft compound of tyres. So there we go then. And Ben hasn't had a top 3 start in absolutely ages. I've jinxed him quite a bit, so I'm not going to say things more. I said people are going to do well in the top 3, but they've been it apart from Bitto, so, you know. And liking people's interesting helmet design as well. And for those of you that weren't watching our stream last week on Just Game 95 on Tuesday, we do get an idea of the penalties now and how many penalties people get. So we don't have to look at the race director, which I'm very, very relieved as well. So we got a podium prediction in the chat. So someone's predicting Bitto P1, Sleeps P2, and TX P3. That is not a bad prediction, I've got to say. But again, I'm not going to say my predictions. So if people bottle it, I'm going to blame you guys in the chat. It is as simple as that, guys. But let me know also if you can hear the game sound correctly as well. Azia predicted Bitto as... Wow. You're not even racing Azia because you've been a naughty boy. A very naughty boy. Anyway, 22 laps. The longest lap on the F1 calendar. That's why there are only 22 laps. Who's going to shine today? ERS is important. Definitely tire temperatures is important. Watch out for El Rouge and Radion. And I'm going to get a prediction in. And not about the race results, but about the contents of the race itself. I'm expecting at least one safety car. That is, I think, definitely going to happen. So, and as you're still racing in spirit. But anyway. Let's get started with this race then. Are you all ready for some action? As the 5 red lights are coming up on your screen right now. The 5 red lights. And we are underway. Bitto's got a really good start, but so does the McLaren of TX as they all make it past Zone 1. Bitto has got nothing to lose here. As let's see if anyone has been caught. We got a Red Bull has been caught and the Haas car as well, so there might be a few incidents going towards there, but the most crucial part now is for El Rouge. Can everyone make it there at this moment in time? Let's watch the back though. That is where the real carnage could unfold here, but so far everyone has got away with it all right. Meanwhile, we got the Haas and the McLaren going side by side, going into their Mert, timing it absolutely perfectly up into P3 of this race. And so far we got McLaren 2-3. Actually, no, we got a McLaren 2-4. Nixana has had a brilliant start. Nixana up into P3 already, so that's really, really good to see. Right now, Ben dropped down into P5, so he dropped down 2 positions. Sleets dropped down a few positions as well. He was in 4th, now down into 6th position. So quite a few issues, as we've got a few incidents at the back, as we do have a yellow flag that has just gone past, as Birkin has gone off. And someone has spun. So that's Ben who spun in. I'm not quite sure what turn it is. I think it was just past Piron and into Stabilo. And yes, he has got damage there. Or it might be a wheel problem. I'm not entirely sure about that. So unfortunate for him. Having some bad luck in this season so far. Probably I've been the cause of that due to my chinks. But there we go. But apart from that, everyone has gone away. Scott-free. Sebi is saying that he's a lap down, but he's not, which is a bit weird with the game. And Sleet's one of those drivers being caught in an incident, so I believe he's going to be going on to the hard compounded tyres, which he does. I think he will be going on to the softs, though, at the end. There's no way those hards are going to make it into the end unless there is a safety car, of course. I think he's the only other driver to pit. Maybe Ben, I think, is going to pit as well. Look at the gap that Bitto is pulling away already. Absolutely insane at the moment. And the timing glitch is becoming real once again, as we've got Cryptic, who is trying to go side by side with Harbin. Unfortunately, we lost one driver from this race. And I think it may be a wheel issue. I'm not entirely sure. Or it might just be he got too much damage. Not entirely sure about that one. But we're down to 19 drivers. So Ben is out of this race, unfortunately. And I kind of wish they fixed the deltas, because I can't see the deltas at the moment. So it's really hard to see. So let me just get, as Harvard has left the session as well. So Harvard hopefully will come back soon. Unfortunately, I do not have him on Steam, so I can't add him, sadly. Sad times. TX having a good start as well. Getting a good gap to Alexander. But look at the gap between Bitter and TX, though. 1.3 seconds separating, which is great to see. And we are not on lap 3, by the way. We're on lap 2. And I think the timing glitch has probably got a little bit worse since the new patch came out. So hopefully they do fix it soon. Luckily Harvard has joined. Luckily I think Harvard had a backup invite or something that he had. So that was brilliant to see. Nixana is going to put some pressure on TX very soon. He's going to be in DRS range. Cryptic's in DRS range as well. And let's watch Raceberg actually, because Raceberg is really starting to put the pressure on. And Value as well. Got past Mark Grundle. Value up into 13th place already. Grundle down into 15th. Grundle having a 3-second time penalty. The first 3-second time penalty of this race. What a shame for him. But obviously he has got a lot of work to do. Burke doing well on his ERS management, but he's used quite a lot on the first 3 laps. And what I've noticed, it does take a while to recharge your batteries around here. So, and almost Burke has almost gone for a slide. He almost goes off the track there. That could have been very worse. As Mark Grundle, is now out of the race. And we got a safety car. Who would have thought it, a safety car? Now, Sleeps is going to be relieved about the safety car because you won't be going full pedal to the metal, so you can potentially take those hard tyres until the end of this race. So if I was a majority of these guys, maybe going onto the hards would be the best option, or will some of these guys stay on those fresh softs? So we could have a mixed bag of strategies here today. So Bitto's going to be the first to call it. Let's see if Bitto goes into the pit. Yes, he does. So he is going to go, ideally, I think, onto the hards. TXO wants to stay on the soft. So does Niktana. Mert goes in as well. Dragon stays out. Cryptic goes in. Max stays out. Kalissa stays out. Rafa goes into the pits. Bert goes into the pits. And what about Sebi? Sebi stays out as well. I think only a few drivers have decided to stay out, probably due to the fact that they do not want to be double stacked. So Bitto is going onto the hard tyres. So has Rafa hasn't though, so I'm guessing Rafa's doing a medium to soft strategy. Soft, medium, soft maybe. Cryptic on the hards. Burke on the mediums. Racebug on the mediums. Harvard on the hards. Set on the mediums and Value on the hards. I thought a lot more people would be going on the hard compounded tyres, but that is just me. So it's not going to be that long before the drivers do catch up to the safety car. So I think we're going to get back into green flag racing really, really soon. Now, we do have a thought in the chat from Azia saying you can get those mediums to the end if you manage your tyres enough. Well, if you do a little bit of fuel saving potentially and do a little bit of short shifting, then potentially you can get those mediums to the end. Now, I'm looking at my tyre data just a second. So if I get my little Google Doc, which I've written all the notes for today's race. So the medium tyres in full race trim can last up to 14 laps. So maybe if you're pushing it, but there was someone that made it last 18 laps, but it was overcast conditions. It was had a little bit of wet inters in it as well, which kind of helped him. But you never know with these people. So as you with the bold prediction there, I wonder if his prediction is going to stay true. Dragon is still on the softs as well as Xana and TXO. So they're still committed to the one stop. They're thinking that there could be potentially another safety car, or they want to just do a soft to medium strategy, but they're going to lose so much time to everyone else because for majority of people, obviously they pitted and or on the medium, so they're just going to lose a hell of a chunk of time. So I don't know what to do if I was in this situation, but if I was these drivers in this situation, I would potentially go onto the hards. I know it's not the best race tyre, but you know you don't have to pit again. And you do have a little bit of more flexibility later on in the race when there's another safety car, obviously, because you have more tyres at your disposal. Someone says you can take mediums from that free to finish easy. It is a little bit of a risk around here, but you never know. You never know with the tyre doubters as well. Obviously, the patch may have changed things ever so slightly with these drivers. And I wonder if your predictions in the chat will turn out to be absolutely true. As we see a lot of cars going through Eau Rouge now with a beautiful shot that you're seeing there on your screen at the moment. And everyone getting a little bit of tyre temperature in, especially people on the hard tyres, just like Cryptic. Now, if you don't warm up your tyres in these conditions, then you are just going to lose it at the start. That's what I found in Monaco. If I don't warm them up, you just lose a bit of grip very quickly and then you just spin it. So warm up your tyres because you don't want to end up where I have been. Well, obviously Monaco was a bit narrow, but you never know. So the safety car potentially is going to come in this lap. So everyone's got to be wary. Oh, it's TX almost hit the safety car then. That was very, very close indeed. Now, I've noticed in, obviously, one of the earlier games, I think it was either F1 2012 or F1 2013, I did see someone actually get disqualified from the race due to hitting the safety car. Maybe I should try that in a Grand Prix mode or something. Try hit the safety car. But to be honest, I think the AI won't cause the safety car anyway, so that's never going to happen. Unless I would probably put the Grand Prix mode on like simulation damage or something like that, but you'll see. So looking at the penalty update, as the safety car is in this lap, there's only Max Vaughan out of the runners who has got penalties, and he is on 3 seconds. It's nice you're able to see the penalties as well. I like it. Anyway, TX is now potentially the safety car. He is the one that controls the pace. He can't slow down. He's got to keep it at the same pace. And if he speeds up, that's it. So he's got to find the perfect moment. So I wonder if TX can nail that start perfectly. He's got to. Because Ixano is usually good at restarts as well. So do watch out for him. Now, it's not that long before we go green flag racing. Here we go. Can TX nail it? And TX wants to get away very, very quickly. And we are green flag racing. Once again, TX gets a good start. So does Ixana. Dragon as well. Max stays in 4th position. And no change in the field for now. And there's a bit of a slide from Mer. But look at this. TX has had a poor getaway heading just before El Rouge. Nixana heading to the lead just after La Source. Absolutely brilliant move from Nixana. They got to be careful for a warning. So TX may try and get the cut back. Heading in into the Kemmel Straight. Let's watch out for TX though. Unfortunately, he can't make the job get the job done. Dragon up into 3rd place in this race already. So a lot of people have changed places. Let's see who has gained the most out of everybody. So Nixana has gained 9 places. Dragon has gained 5. Max has gained 11. Kalissa has gained 6 positions. Sebi has gained 9 positions. Birkin has gained 9 positions. Ryzen has gained 9 positions. Rafa has gained 2 positions. And Set has gained 3 positions. And we have Bitto has dropped down 5, obviously because he had to pit. Mert has dropped down 1. Burke has dropped down 6. Cryptic has dropped down 8, but he had to pit as well. Harvard has dropped down 6. Sleeve has dropped down 12. And Valu has dropped down 6. Have we got a yellow flag? And it is Max Vaughan who spun. Luckily, he is ghosted, but that was just after Paul Frere heading into Blanchimont. Be careful, Max! Be careful. I think that was a little bit of his end plate missing, so he definitely has got to go into the pits there because his front wing is looking a little bit worse for wear. He's going to lose a bit of downforce there, I can tell you that. Kalissa has dropped off of Dragon though, so Dragon is going to have a bit of a more of an advantage, and so is Bitto too. And I wonder when the delta of the hards are going to come into effect here, between the crossover points, between the mediums and the hards. We will watch out pretty soon. And Azia was liking the bottle there, but I'm trying not to be biased in the chat. I do hope that these guys do not bottle as much, because otherwise they don't tend to have a good race. And I don't like people having a bad race. Obviously, I like to have people have a good race, but not all 20 cars on the grid can have a good race. So, you know, you never know. So, let's see what other battles we've had. We've got Burke, who's had a little bit of an off as well. So, he's getting a move past Rafa again, going side by side into Brussels. Or Bruxelles, or Villa, but whatever you like to call that name. I'm rubbish at calling names, I do apologise. And another potential mover could be Racebug as well. Right up on the back of Harvard. Actually, no, not Harvard. Cryptic, obviously. Cryptic, don't forget. Oh, we got a spin. It's Rafa. Oh, Racebug caught in that. Unfortunately, Racebug got nowhere to go. Unfortunately, Rafa was not ghosted there at the right moment. So, unfortunately, a few people's race was ruined there. And let's watch out for Mert on Sebi again. He's going to go for a lunge on the bus stop chicane. Oh, that was close. He's round the gearbox. DRS is enabled. Sebi was definitely caught off guard there. So Mert has gained another position. Mert up into 6th place. Absolutely brilliant stuff from the McLaren driver. Trying to replicate how well the McLaren drivers are doing in real life, of course. Obviously, massive shout out to Red Devil in the chat. Unfortunate to hear that your ERS race in Tier 3, I believe, did not go as well. But hopefully you can enjoy the action with Tier 2. Meanwhile, side by side goes Burke and Ryden. Burke up another position, up into 9th. Burke making up for lost time, as it seems, which is great to see. Birkin up into 8th place. And I think Birkin is proving that it's not about where you start, really. It's about where you finish. And that is very, very crucial at this point, the number 22 car. And only 3 drivers have got penalties so far this race. We're almost halfway into this race in just a few laps' time. And I'm just going to get myself a drink quickly as my throat is starting to dry up a little bit. And you do not want a dry throat, chat. Definitely not. You want a lot of hydration, I've got to say. So, here we go then. TX still catching up to Nixana. TX having more ERS than Nixana. Nixana had more of a chance to save it in the safety car, but TX gained out of all of that. Usually, in the safety car period, you would probably have it on lean and no overtake, but I'm guessing you used a lot of theirs in the opening few laps after the safety car. So that is why TX has gained so much. Meanwhile, we had another incident. Dragon has pitted. I wonder what that is for. If that was for damage or a scheduled pit stop. And it is a scheduled pit stop. He is going on to the medium compounder tyres, and that pushes Bitter up a place as he got past Kalissa heading into Lake Com there. But also does the same on Birkin. So it's getting a bit confusing between Burke and Birkin, but you never know about that. I'm liking the different strategies that these drivers are having, and the safety car is definitely changing that. And most Belgian Grand Prix races that I've witnessed has always had a safety car. And I'm going to predict, and I know people are probably going to be mad at me, but I'm predicting that it's going to be another one. And Harvard has just got his first penalty of the session, and so did Ryzen as well. More penalties are starting to come into fruition, and I think that's mainly, around about sector 2 is where I've been seeing quite a few people. And we're heading towards, I think, lap 10 of this race as Alexander goes into the pit lane for his scheduled stop. So does TX as well. So that promotes Bitto to your race leader, as Bitto says the fastest lap. So we're heading to the crossover point now. The softs are nowhere near the best tyre right now if you were there since the start of the race. And that demotes Nixana down to 13th, TX down into 14th. Some of the guys ahead of him do not need to pit again, but they're going to have the benefit of the fresher tyres. So Nixana comes out, and it's going to be very close between Dragon, actually. My oh my, that was very, very tight. Let's hope Nixana does not bin it. We'll have to wait and see, of course. Nixana goes side by side with the fresher tyres, and that really is benefiting him. And Birkin's gone off. No! Birkin's gone off, so he is down into 12th place. So let me have a look. There he is. And he's also been caught with a battle between Nixana and Dragon. So I think he's going to be losing, 2 positions very, very soon as well. So the few people that are still yet to pit are as follows. Kalissa still needs to make his mandatory stop. So does Sebi, Ryzen, Berg and Birkin as well. Everyone else has stopped at least once. But some of these guys will have to pit again. But they are going to, I think for majority of these drivers, they are going to try and push it until the end of this race. I know if I were a majority of these drivers, I would probably try and I might have gone for the risk, but again, I'm not good with my tyres, as Max Thorne has retired in, I think it looks like just at the start of Stabilo by looks of things. And Dragon has gone off as well, or he lost the position, I think, to TX, I think, and Xana. But obviously them two on the fresher tyres, them having the more benefit. The thing I like also about this series is you're seeing quite a lot of battles as well, as Set is up into 8th position. Brilliant move from him. We're seeing a lot of moves heading into Lake Com today, which is very, very impressive. And TX is up into 13th position. How long is he going to stay there when he's chasing down Nixana now? Dragon has gained another position on Birkin, so Birkin is dropping. I think Birkin's tyres are on the verge of almost collapsing, but he's got to make sure he gets those tyres to a good window so he can go on the softs, because otherwise you'll have to go on the hards, and you wouldn't want to go on to the hard compounded tyres. Sadly, sad times. Ryzen getting a 3-second time penalty, so there's only a few drivers that have got no penalty, so fair play to him. And I've got to admit, guys, I have got quite a few penalties around Belgium. It is easy to get a penalty around here. You think, oh, I could extend this corner, but you just can't. And we're going to have a yellow flag. That looks like an Alfa Romeo. Is that Racebug? That might be Racebug, actually. He's had a little bit of a moment. It might just be the spin, actually, because I can't see any damage that looks visible. He's been on those tyres, hard tyres, for 2 laps, though. And don't forget, those tyres are... Obviously, those laps are very long, but oh my goodness, here comes Mert with a sensational move in a place you probably weren't expecting. There you go, Mert is doing fantastic in his debut in McLaren, up into 3rd place. So we've already lost 3 drivers already, but the drivers that we have remaining are definitely giving it their all, and they're definitely putting on a show here at ERS. And I wonder if any of your predictions have changed since the start of this race. We're halfway of this race now. And I wonder how everyone is faring with this track at the moment. Birkin getting another 3-second time penalty. So up to date with the penalties. Let's watch Burke, actually. As well as Burke can line up for a move up the bus stop chicane on Sebi. Sebi is being caught off guard quite a few times, so this may be easy pickings for Bert. You never know. Or is he going to stay behind? He's going to be staying behind. He doesn't want to take any chances, does the Mercedes driver. So let's go on board with him as we head towards La Source there. Could he be late on the brakes there? That was where I tried a move. I think it was either F1 2018 or... No, it was F1 2019. The first race on the game cycle. Actually, no, the first game cycle season, and it was around Belgium, and I went late on the brakes last source, and I didn't even know, and it was accidental. It wasn't even intentional, and I made it work, and it was good. So, here comes Bert lining up into leg calm. Oh! That almost ended in an accident, but he called it. But that was an accident, though, when he saw. That was sad. He was running so well in the race so far, but Bert's got to be careful. He's got to move out of the way of the other cars. And I think that, unfortunately, that is an example of a commentator's curse right there. And I feel so bad. Bert will have to go into the pits. If I was Burke, if Burke has another set of the soft compounder tyres, I would put them on and I would use it. And I think a lot of these guys who have been on those meetings for quite a bit will be going on to the soft. So that will be Kalissa, Sebi and Ryzen. When will they pit? We'll have to wait and see. I think potentially laps, laps 14 to 16, I would say, was when I think they would go into the pit lane. But everybody else, they're going to try and stretch those tyres as long as they possibly can. As we got Ryzen, who has binned it somewhere. He just lost it, I think. I just lost it at the bus stop, maybe. I think that's what I got caught in the trap map, as it seems. So Ryzen, I think his tyres are trying to say that he's had enough, and he's probably saying to his engineer right now, saying, "Bono, my tyres are gone." So he's going to do all he can now to possibly try and make it one more lap. And yeah, you can see the ones on the hard tyres have definitely got past him now. Valu and I think Valu and TX have gone past him. So what a shame. And I wonder if Sebi will be suffering the same fate soon from Cryptic. Cryptic is only 5.3 seconds down the road, so not a lot, but you never know with Cryptic. And we're starting to see people start to push a little bit more. It's getting a little bit more sunnier, and by the looks of things, no rain is in sight. I'm used to commentating on the changeable Belgian race. Remember last season where we've suffered this, and Ryzen has left the session. It might be a rage quit, I'm not entirely sure, but Nixana has got past Dragon, and looks like Harvard got past Sleeps, but Valu and Sleep are having an interesting battle on different age of tyres, but it's not much for difference, I'm trying to say. Not many people going for the risk on the bus stop chicane, but Sleeps goes into the pits. Was he meant to go into the pits? I do not know. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But Sleeps goes in anyway. And I'm guessing he wants to go on the soft compounder tyres. And is there a change of front wing? No, it's not. Burke is out of the race. Well, I'm not surprised that Burke has retired from the pit lane. He's had enough. So we're down to 16 minutes. And we got a safety car. Ooh, that is interesting. Very interesting. Now, so the ones that have been on the hards for quite a while have been given a lifeline. They could go on the softs and make it to the end. This is the pit window for people to go on the softs. Kalissa is in second. This could be brilliant for him if he pits now. Mertz as well. Anyone in the top 6 is going to be fantastic. The ones that are just pitted, maybe a little bit worried, but we'll see. We will see. And then the ones that pitted a few laps ago, I mean. So I think Sleeps could potentially be leading the safety car. We don't know yet. So I'm excited for the final few laps. This is potentially going to be like sprint loppies, but obviously a little bit more cleaner for these drivers. And what happened to Ryzen? Unfortunately, Ryzen disconnected. Hopefully Ryzen could join back though. So let's see what Bitto does when he goes into the pits. Does he stay out or does he go into the pit? Well, it's a no-brainer. it's definitely a no-brainer for Bitto. Well, he just slows down the car enough, which is good. Kalissa goes in as well. Mert goes in. Sebi goes in. Well, if you're not on the soft, you got to go in. So everyone's going in by the looks of things. But TX doesn't. Well, obviously TX is on the mediums. But he probably would have lost not much time if he stayed on the softs. If he went on the softs. So, yeah. I'm a bit shocked for TX. And that means Bitto's just probably going to run away with it up front. Because Bitto has come into the race lead. Dragon stays out as well. So does Nixana. I think Dragon has rejoined. I think if I was Dragon, maybe I would have pitted anyway. So I think Dragon has got to live with what he is given, unfortunately. So pretty much only 3 drivers have stayed out. Everybody has gone on to the soft compounded tyres, which is, to be honest, the fastest tyre to be on towards the end. They definitely can make it. And we're going to be in for a fight on our hands. And Dragon, I think, was annoyed he couldn't get back in the session quick enough because he said in chat that he would have gone for the soft compounded tyres. And he said he's too slow. Oh, you're not too slow, really. You're doing your best. You never know. Sometimes staying out could be a lifeline. And unfortunately, I can't see the deltas again. So I can't tell whether the safety car is going to come in this lap or not. And with a lot of people getting penalties with the safety car, a lot of people with penalties are going to be worried because they may drop down the order. The likes of Kalissa, however, Sebi and Cryptic, they can gain potentially these guys into a podium spot. So again, we could be on a good fight. So I wonder, I think we're just waiting for 2 more cars to catch up to the safety car. And then the safety car will come in the next lap. Because I would have had the pop-up right now if that happened, so it is not coming out. So let's go through your orders. It says obviously not much happening right now due to the safety car. So Bitto leads from TX, from Dragon, from Nixana, who's in 4th place, Mert in 5th place, Kalissa is in 6th place, Sebi's in 7th, Cryptic's in 8th, Set's in 9th, and Valu is in 10th place. Then we have got Harvard in 11th, Sleeps in 12th, Ryzen in 13th, Birkin in 14th place, Rafa in 15th, and Racebug in 16th. Now, what has happened to Ryzen? I think Ryzen's had another bit of a off there. And did someone predict Bitto, TX and Dragon earlier on? I wonder. Almost. A few people always got their predictions correctly. So I think Racebug, it won't take long for Racebug to catch up. So yeah, I think the safety car will come in next lap. And then we've got a race on our hands. So, do you think, guys, in the chat, Bitto is going to win this race? Or will there be other people like TX, for example, or Kalissa fight for that victory? Only a few people not getting penalties. This could play a factor. We've seen penalties decide a race before. Remember last season when it was changeable conditions? We saw Hydrodan take his first victory, and it was quite a shock, actually, to tell you the truth. But obviously, it was a lot of fun. And due to the fact there was multiple safety cars, then it could definitely change the course of the race. So are we going to see the safety car come in this lap? We want to get a race on our hands, and I think we will. As I think Racebug has just caught up right to the back of that. So, people are warming up their tyres, including Bitto. safety car is in this lap. So Bitto is now your safety car. TX was your safety car last time. Bitto always does well with the safety cars. And he's held up the field just a lot. So, we've got lap 17, 18, 19, 20, 6 more laps to go of this Belgian Grand Prix. Who is going to take the victory today? Due to the fact that there's not a dominant gap at the moment, anyone could win this. But all the favourites look like it's going to be Bitto. And here we go racing, and Bitto has had a clean getaway due to his soft tyre advantage. Mert, unfortunately, couldn't quite get past Nixana, but Nixana is right on the back of Dragon. But Dragon is looking to see if he can get past TX on those older medium tyres, which I thought he wasn't going to get past. We're going to see us all three and get past El Rouge. We're getting more penalties. Set's got another one. And this could be 3 wide. One of them has got to concede at some point. Here we go. As they go through to Lecom. And a little bit of a slide there. TX just about holds it into P2. My, oh my, that was close. I thought that would have been a accident or something. But thank goodness there wasn't an accident. Because I would have not probably been happy if there was an accident. And due to the deltas being so much, Bitto has got 2.6 seconds. No, Dragon has spun. Oh, I'm just trying to find Dragon again. Yeah, there he is. Dragon in 14th place, now down to last place. What a shame. That spin, unfortunately, caught him unawares there. We are going to be in DRS territory very, very soon, so do watch out for these guys as they line up their competitors. And a few people using their ERS very, very quickly, as Dragon unfortunately has retired. I think he binned it somewhere in Blanchemont. What a shame. So we're down to 15, but more chance of people actually scoring points. You got to look at it that way. And who is the closest so far? I really don't know. We'll see as Nixana goes through, trying to get past Del Rouge. It's not going to be 3 wide now. It's going to be 2 wide. Potentially as well, unless Mert can try and get past on those soft tyres. I think the soft tyres are not being the best grip right now. Maybe the mediums are being the best tyre. So we're going to see, can Nixana get in past Lecom? No, not quite. So that was very, very unfortunate there. But the one that's going to benefit the most from these penalties is Cryptic. Cryptic is on fire. He was told by his Jeff to absolutely push on those soft tyres, and he's loving it. Oh my goodness! What has happened there? That was an almighty accident. Kalissa and Nixana have collided with each other. Unfortunately, I only caught them aftermath there. And ladies and gentlemen, I thought we weren't going to have a safety car, but we have got another safety car. I never would have thought it would have come out this late. So, we are going to be in for a final few laps. This is going to... I hope it doesn't end on a safety car. I just hope, please, game. Because I want it to be just a little bit more exciting. But that's taken away, unfortunately. Bitto's advantage, really. As TX still stays out, though. And everyone else, I don't think anyone else is going to pit, really, because you're still on those softs for quite a bit. You'll be losing time if you do pit. So, and someone, Azir, thinks that the safety car is going to come in this lap. I think it's going to come in this lap. Obviously, the cars are going to catch up to the safety car queue. So, I really do hope, if it doesn't end this lap, I'm going to cry. And I'm not even kidding. And the ones looking good right now, Bitto, Sebi and Cryptic. All on no penalties on the soft compounder tyres. I think Bitto's going to run away with it by the looks of things. And just look at that train. This is going to be almighty. I think my voice is going to absolutely die. That's why I've got a drink with me. And unluckily, good news, I think we are going to get a safety car at the end of this lap, because otherwise the safety car would have not come out. So, to be honest, I'm absolutely relieved. And the safety car has been caught up by all the drivers. So, it's going to be not going to be that long before we're racing again. And TX is going to be a huge disadvantage, but as long as he holds position, he's going to be absolutely fine. Mert, on the other hand, could be on course to be getting his first podium. And I wonder if he's going to stay behind his teammate, maybe have a little bit of team orders to try and keep the others behind, or would he want to fight for position? But Mert is a racer at heart. You would want to try and get past your teammate, but you want to score some good constructors' point. And obviously Mert won't keep that P3 due to penalty. So let me look at penalties. The safety car's in this lap. So Mert's on 3 seconds, Set's on 6 seconds, Valu, Harvard and Sleet's on 3 seconds, and Ryzen, Birkin, Rafa and Racebug all on 6 seconds. No one's on 9, so fair play to them. So I'm going to keep the penalties going, because the only one on the mediums is TX, so I don't need to get the tyres up. So Bitto has got to nail this start in order to make sure he keeps that advantage. He can't get penalties, and look at that, he's already flying. There was a few people in the chat saying Bitto has this in the bag, which I believe he does. Mert doesn't get past TX. And the ones on the softs, they just can't get past due to the dirty end. I think it's going to play a huge factor on this game. This is the third chance to see if anyone can get past El Rouge in time with no damage. Here comes Cryptic on Sebi. He's got to get past if he wants a chance. Oh, I think he's going to get a podium anyway regardless, but he wants to try and maybe get that second place. But he's got nothing to lose. He's still going to get some good points, even though he's not going to close up to Bitto. Bitto is going to get that championship lead, and I wonder if we're going to get DRS in the final lap. I really don't know. But again, we'll have to wait and see, of course. And Racebug didn't get the good start either, but just look at the gap already. 2.8 seconds. That is crazy. Bitto is a machine. He's just like an alien. And he's leading the championship by quite a bit. So, unfortunately for any Bitto fans, we are not going to follow Bitto as he's just flying away with it. The battles are happening behind Bitto. TX against Mert. Mert against Sebi. Sebi against Cryptic. They're all in a DRS train up until P13. Even though we potentially won't get DRS, which is a bit of a shame. Meanwhile, we're going to see side-by-side action. There's going to be a lot more risks happening on the final lap. Here comes Sebi going on the left-hand side into the bus stop chicane. We've also got Cryptic trying to get the cut back there. Sebi almost losing it in the final corner. Cryptic trying to capitalise on that mistake here. Heading into La Source now into turn 1. Cryptic definitely playing it good here with the good strategy. Ryzen as well. Almost made a position up on Birkin, but unfortunately could not get it done. But let's watch the battle for the podium now. Here we go then, Cryptic. This could be his chance. I know Cryptic's going to play some risks here. Let's go on board with Cryptic at the moment. He's got the better entry speed heading into Lake Com. But he's done the right thing and stayed behind. No DRS. Just a dirty air to contend with. Birkin, unfortunately, has not quite the move done. But unfortunately, he sleeps out the race. He's binned it in Lake Com. I did not see that move there. I wonder if I get to see the POVs, because that'll be, I think, good to see. I hope we get to see the POVs. But on the final lap now, anything can happen. Racebug gets a penalty now. Only 4 drivers without a penalty. We definitely know that Bitter is going to get the race win, but who's going to get the podium? Sebi and Crypt versus Cryptid. This is going to get intense. Sebi tried to get past Mert on the final lap, but unfortunately he can't quite do it. But he's got Cryptic to contend with now. Let's see. Cryptic's going to go on board with Sebi. Bitter's going to come across the line very soon. He's going to take the race victory. Congratulations to him. But what about the battle for third? Oh my God, it's going to be a photo finish by the looks of things. We don't know who's going to cross the line first. My, oh my. By 1/10, Sebi takes it. That was crazy. Congratulations to Sebi. And wait a minute. Did TX get... Wait. Did TX get a penalty on the final lap? I literally do not know there. Let me have a look in a second, but here's your podium with Bitter absolutely dominating the field today. The game gave the drive of the day to Sebi, but I've got to say, I've got to agree with you as well. Sebi has driven phenomenally today, and Bitter, so I think I've given them joint drivers of the day. So we're going to relive the podium celebrations, and we'll get the results for you. There we go. So maybe TX lost. Maybe TX had a battle with these two. Cost him positions there with his mediums, maybe. There we go. Bitto first. Sebi second. Cryptic third. TX fourth. Mert fifth. Value sixth. Set seventh. Harvard eighth. Birkin ninth. Rafa 10th. Ryzen 11th. Racebug 12th. Sleets 13th. Calissa 14th. And your DNFers were Nixana, Calissa, Sleeps. Dragon, Burke, Max, Grundle, and Verstappen, I think, didn't make the first lap. We hope you enjoyed the race, even if you only just joined us for the last bit of the race, or even joined us for the whole race. It doesn't matter how long you were here for. We'd like to say thank you so much for your support. The next race next week is the one I'm very looking forward to. It is Monza, the Temple of Speed for the Italian Grand Prix. I do believe the Ferraris definitely need some luck next week if they want to get much better results, because they didn't have a good showing here today. And I'm not sure. I wonder if Bitter actually liked the safety cars there, because I think he did, according to the chat. So we're going to be raiding someone in a second. I'm going to try and find someone to raid. But thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a brilliant evening. I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. And we will see you next week for the... as my Twitch has gone crazy. There we go. We'll see you next week for the Italian Grand Prix. Have a good evening, everybody. Goodbye.